Marketing and trends are changing, especially last year with ChatGPT. There are many new trends which are joining the market, and so do native advertising. In this video, I want to share with you the 3 biggest changes when it comes to native advertising with platforms like Taboola and Outbrain. Hi everyone, my name is Marcel Sattler. I'm the founder of PurpleBlack, a native advertising only agency. What we're doing on a daily basis is we run profitable performance marketing campaigns on native advertising traffic sources like Taboola, Outbrain, Gemini, and many more. And as mentioned already in the beginning, there are some huge changes, especially last year with 2023, ChatGPT and all these AI tools joined the market. And many marketers discovered them and they created fancy images with Midjourney. They created like copywriting stuff with ChatGPT. They let ChatGPT create their marketing strategy and all this stuff. And you can still, and I'm pretty sure about it, you can still do everything by yourself, or you can use these tools not to replace you entirely, but to save a lot of time. And in this video, I want to share with you my 3 biggest predictions for native advertising when it comes to the trends 2024 and what you should definitely use to make better campaigns, get a higher return on investment, and save a bunch of time. So let's hop on my screen. All right, let's directly start into it. And the first big trend is quality content. And I want to explain this a bit further because the majority of people know that a native advertising funnel includes an advertorial. And usually the funnel looks like, let me show you or draft it quickly. It's like the ad, then you have the advertorial, and then you have like the offer page. And the majority of people think, okay, now I have to create the advertorial here. And this can be something easy and fast doing, like I just need a copywriter from Fiverr or Upwork, which I can hire, and that's it. But that's definitely wrong. And in the past, it was working maybe like this, but nowadays there's more competition and you have to be smarter. You have to outperform your competitors. So it's definitely, or what's needed out there is definitely quality content and not just some crappy content, which is created quickly. And necessarily for this is to understand the audience for 100%. And this is something which is general applicable in marketing. This is nothing new or crazy or just for native ads. This is like always how marketing has been. You have to understand the audience and you have to know exactly what are their needs and desires. What is the language? And a good way to do so is to do research. And our copywriters are doing research for hours before they take the pen and write something down. I mean, nowadays it's more the keyword, but you get the point. A lot of time they're spending is just research to understand the audience. And when we speak about native advertising, you usually have like a little gap because you're the marketer, you're here. The majority of you guys is something between 25 and let's say 40 or so, let's say 35, let's say in this time gap. And the problem is your audience, when we speak about native ads, is usually 40 plus, something like 40 to 75, and this is the huge gap in between. So I think you get the point here. You have here this big delta, and that means you have to understand, maybe it's a 25-year-old guy, you have to understand a 60-year-old woman, and that's a huge gap here, and that makes it hard for many people to understand and to write some quality content, which is again here. So you have to understand very precisely the audience and you have to do research. Another thing is good copywriting with valuable information. Also here in the past, it was working to just write something down and it bring you conversions. Nowadays, it's important not just to write like a simple and stupid sales pitch, but to give the people value, to let the people decide if they need the product. And if so, to ensure that they will buy the product. This is extremely important here, to give them valuable information which they don't find anywhere else. I mean, this is hard nowadays in the internet, I know the point, but which they didn't know before. This is the important thing here, not just write, hey, my product is the best and you need it, and then put some scarcity stuff inside. So here it's important to do a bit of ethical marketing. And last but not least are attractive landing pages. A very old pattern of native advertising is to have the most ugly landing pages out there, like an old scammy ClickFunnels page. And this is outdated. This is definitely outdated. I mean, it's not that we haven't used it. Don't get me wrong. We also used it in the past and we still use a few of them, but they're getting less and less. And I see for myself, the trend is going to another direction. It doesn't mean that it's like black and white or on and off, like from yesterday to tomorrow or so, but it's like a process. And if you start now from scratch, I would definitely start with some attractive landing pages. And for example, now we're using Webflow for it. We don't use ClickFunnels anymore for these kind of pages because you can design more attractive landing pages and have a better performance. So this is the quality content stuff. That's the first point on our list. The second point, or the second big trend, is analytics. And we are in digital marketing. That means you have the huge benefit to take data-driven decisions, but that means you have to need the data. And many people are struggling here. Many people are struggling to gather the correct data, and afterwards they struggle to interpret the data correctly. And let me explain you what I mean by that. First of all, multivariate split testing. The majority of you guys is familiar with A/B testing. So for example, you have landing page A and you have landing page B, and then you test them against each other and you just look, okay, what's converting better? And then you will taking the better version and that's it. This is your new version which you will go with. And what we are doing here is usually we do a multivariate split testing. So we have four different styles, 4 different colors, then we have 16 different landing pages and we're testing them. And we are working more like a software company here. We're working with sprints and retro perspectives. So every week we analyze like the last, let's say, 3 pages, A, B, C, and we see, okay, C was working the best. So C is our new baseline. And then we're taking new split tests from C. So we make C1, C2, C3, and sorry for my bad drawing. And then we have maybe here our new baseline out of it. And this is how we create every week new landing pages with multivariate split testing, because even though when we already have a good performance, we want to increase our performance further and further for our clients. And that's why we do this. I mean, you don't have to do it all day long, or if you're just a single marketer, you don't have to do it like this, because we are an agency, we have a different infrastructure and we have different resources, so we can do this. I would not recommend it if I would just be by myself, but something like a multivariate split testing on a continuous basis makes sense, even though the performance is good, you know? It makes sense to invest the time and invest the money here in a multivariate split testing. The second thing is analyze every step of the funnel. Don't just look at the overall data. If you have the funnel, analyze every step within this funnel. Look where people are going off. Look where is maybe the problem. Maybe here's the problem, maybe here's the problem. But you have to analyze the funnel and also think like the user think, test it from different devices. I've seen the strangest technical issues here. So analyze every single step of your funnel and understand it as good as possible. And last but not least, the trend is going to data warehouses to gather all these informations and take the right data-driven decisions based on KPIs, based on something legit, not on your gut feeling. Super important here. Learn to interpret the data correctly. And last but not least, you guess it, it's AI. As mentioned already in my intro, many people, or since last year, a lot of marketers started with AI and they understood AI can help them with copywriting, with images, with videos, with almost everything. There is a tool I really like. For example, you can create an image with whatever. I'm usually not a huge fan of these AI created images yet. However, we are already using it. For example, Adobe AI is working awesome because the majority of native advertising pictures which are good is like if this is the picture, if this is the image, it's like a background and here's a person and the person has something like an ID in their hand. This is working, it looks not like this, but you get the idea. This is usually working very, very well in native advertising. And sometimes it's hard to get all these things together and we're still bumping and stitching these kind of images together. We usually have like 2 or 3 images and gather them to one image, but therefore we are also using already AI. And then what we're doing to test some videos here, there is a tool which brings some life in your static images. And this is pretty cool because then the image will move a bit, put a bit of movement, and then you already have like a GIF for a separate video ad to test it out and put these learnings and these KPIs and this data back to your data warehouse. So these are the free trends here, which I definitely see in 2024. However, this is just the very surface. And we have something I want to introduce you. It's our Native Ads Society. And here in YouTube, you just find superficial content, but here Native Ad Society, we dig into it. We dig into all these topics. And you see here, for example, we have different classrooms like native ad search, ARP, volume, like tracking and content arbitrage, and more is yet to come. And for example, if I just go here to the basics, you see here is a lot of content like how to start Taboola, how to optimize it. I will show some accounts and you can see exactly how we're optimizing it, how to use all these things, how to use Outbrain, what are lookalikes, how to use headlines, how to use ad strokes, how to push traffic, how to avoid it. So this is the deep stuff here. But important to understand is our Native Ad Society is not just a video course. You also have there a community. And in the community, you can ask your questions and we will answer them. So my team and I is sitting there and replying to your messages, to your questions. You can share your accounts with us. We will take a look in it and give you a detailed feedback. Plus, we also have some bi-weekly live calls. You can join them and ask questions. You can share your screen and ask me, hey, what I should do here, what you would do in my situation. And this is so extremely valuable. So we put in, there are so many golden nuggets. It's definitely worth it to check it out. And how to check it out, how to find more information about it, just go on learning.purple-black.com. Again, it's learning.purple-black.com. It's a paid community. It's a monthly fee from just $99 at the very right moment. So it's worth it to join it. So again, check it out now. I hope you liked that video and I strongly hope we will see us very soon in our Native Advertising Society. Again, it's learning.purple-black.com. So make sure to join it today. Until then, I wish you all the best and see you next time.